Oh my gosh.
That's some
Nut.
good
Oh, look at the
lasagna.
steam.
That there's sausages and chicken bites in there.
Oh,
damn.
shit.
It's amazing.
Welcome to the Penguin Aware There's Podcast episode 4. We got Hermo and we got Surreal. Those are my guests. If you guys want to follow Hermo, his socials HermoJoke on Twitter and twitch.tv. Go subscribe for him there. Hermo, I have a question.
Yes.
Who are you today?
Who am I? Well, I am HermoJoke. You know, just a 21-year-old living life excitedly.
Do you actually
know?
work?
Oh yeah, I do. I do 2 jobs at the moment. You know, I'm a data analyst at Microsoft, and at the same time, I work store manager at a liquor store.
I actually did not even know that. Yo, you worked for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
I have
that's
a day job, bro. Dude, I have a day job.
Wow.
You think Hermo just disappears during the daytime? Like,
Why do you think I don't answer from like 9 to 5?
Oh, that's why. I never know that because I thought you always worked one job.
No.
Oh, wow. This man's a working man. I did not know that.
Anything for the money, man.
It's America. It's getting, too expensive. You know what I'm saying? Gas prices going up. Gas prices going down.
Exactly. It's like an influx.
What is one interesting fact about you, Hermo?
One interesting fact about me, I can speak languages. I can speak different languages.
Bilingual.
I'd say, what is the term for 4?
Quadlingual?
Yeah.
What is it? English, Spanish?
German ought to be Arabic.
Oh, do you know this one term in Arabic? Koz omak? What? You know Koz omak?
Yes. Do you know Khara?
No. Oh, but do you know
Yeah.
Airy?
Yeah. Do you know Haiwan?
No, I don't know. I'm gonna say that to my VR chat friends that know Arabic. Yo, real quick before we continue on, if you guys are wondering about Surreal's camera is not working at the moment, so we're just putting a double chin Surreal, so don't roast him. He allowed
that's
it,
me,
so.
that's me.
And then our second guest, we got Surreal. How are you doing today, Surreal?
Yo, doing pretty good, man. Good to be here with y'all.
Nice. A pleasure to have you guys on board. Who are you today, Surreal?
My name's Surreal. I'm 30-something years old, and I'm just a dude on the internet sometimes. On this podcast.
You like playing video games?
Yeah, from time to time. I wouldn't consider myself a gamer. More of a guy who plays video games.
I know you're a racer.
I do some racing from time to time on the internet.
Well, I know you got a guitar as well. You love playing instruments.
Yeah, I play some synthesizer and some drums, and play guitar-like things like the bass guitar, and I could play the mandolin, etc.
Well, that answers one interesting fact about you. Darn! What would you say is the hardest instrument you ever played?
You know what? The hardest one was guitar. I was gonna say synthesizer because there was just a lot of like terminology I didn't understand about it, and also like there's math in it. But like guitar is just so, I don't know. It was so difficult for me because if you look at a piano, right, it's like that's all the notes that you can play just lined up like one after the other and super neato. But a guitar is all broken up and staggered, and there's different tunings and there's different like positions and stuff, and it's just like I could never visualize like how to play the guitar enough to where I could really like understand how to play the instrument. Like I feel like much more fluid on drums or synthesizer than I do a guitar.
Mm.
We're going to talk about cars. So this is a controversial topic. How old do you guys think is it old to drive a car in general?
It's so hard to say. I mean, I want to say that like at some age you would have to like retest or something to be like, oh, okay, it's been 55 fucking years. Let's see how your reflexes are holding up.
Yeah, you guys can curse. I could care less.
I swore, and I was like, oh no. I think at some age you should have to retest or something. Or honestly, maybe like every 20 years, maybe.
I do really agree with Surreal. In all honesty, there should be like every decade, you should every like 5 years, you should get retested for a driver's license because it's different for everybody.
Yeah, because like when you get older, your reaction times goes like slower and all that stuff. Like I would say like a good age, probably maybe like up to like maybe 65 years old, maybe close to 70, and then after that, you should actually stop driving.
Yeah, 60, you're like hitting the upper limit. 65, you're like, hey.
You're pushing the gas a little bit too much.
You're pushing up to 80 miles per hour. You're wondering an old lady tailgating you. And then she flipping you off. You might have known she might pull out a shotgun and she'd be like, get out of my way.
Just like one out, it's outside the window.
We have an article right here. How old is it to drive a car in Ontario? So pretty much a young Toronto mother pushed a baby into a baby stroller out the way of a car just in time to save her life. Child on Tuesday. The mother, however, was stuck in, and she used the crosswalk. The vehicle was driving elderly driver woman in her upper 80s, according to police. Yo, I feel like that's way too old.
I mean, it all depends on, because there's like cognitive ass like 80 and 90-year-olds out there too that like do the fucking Olympics and stuff, and like 100-year-olds like, I swear to God, there's 100-year-olds like doing fucking hurdles and shit. It's crazy.
What the hell?
You don't even know when you get like really old, like if you can still drive or not. You know, like it really comes down to the person and their.
Yeah, you're gonna say a 90-year-old gotta be dunking.
Yo, sometimes, man, 90-year-old be fucking.
Could be, bro.
Honestly, they should actually make laws like that, like up towards like 70-year-olds, so like probably like up to 60, 65. You should actually like relearn to do your driver's license, like renew it like every 5 years. I feel like getting old up in those ages, maybe 50.
The thing is, the thing is, I wouldn't even say like even like past the age of 60 or 65. I just say everybody. That way it's fair, and that way you are conscious of people that know how to drive.
Totally.
Like if we do it forcefully, like every 5 years, like I mean, you're going to the DMV here to renew your plates, right?
Yeah.
You could just do the same thing, like every 5 years. Same time you go to renew your plates, take a little test. And there could be a method that we could find out that makes it easier and faster.
How do you guys think like you should actually start driving, getting your permit and like getting your license? Because here in America, you could get your permit at 16, and then you could get your license around like 17 or 18.
Yeah, I got my permit when I was like 15 or something. Like, I had my license before I was 17. Or when I was 17, I had my license.
Do you guys think like they should make it like amp up the age to get your license? Like you have to be 21 years or older, like kind of like drinking alcohol?
Well,
honestly, not really.
We need cars in America. Like we can also take a look at the way America's built with its infrastructure when we talk about like regarding cars, because like you need a car in America for most shit. Like it's just such a crucial thing. Like I've had a car since I was 17. And I've never been without one, and like I couldn't imagine life without one if I didn't live like in a city or something like that. But even in our cities, like a lot of it chooses like having a car over being a pedestrian, or like having, I don't know, public transportation or something like that. So we need to make sure that like most people have access to be able to drive like as soon as possible, you know? But I thought it was shady when I was 16 and driving, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I got too many heart attacks from my mom in the car with me when I got my permit.
Yeah.
Either too much to the left, too much to the right. when you're turning like the steering wheel to the left, making a left turn, you're not giving your hands enough room, and you get stuck. When you guys did your driver's test or your driver's license test, did you guys have to do parallel parking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Although mine wasn't really like between cars, it was just between a boundary.
Oh.
Now that I remember it, it was just cones.
Mine was like pretty much like near a curb, and then there was 2 cones. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. There were no cars involved.
I don't think they were, do that. Get a fresh 16-year-old fucking presses the gas instead of brakes. Oh, lawsuit.
Welcome to the roguelike of driving test.
Welcome to the real world.
Just imagine like a 17-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid driving a Lamborghini for his driver's test, and then parallel parks and it hits the car instead of the cone.
Some kid like brings a Mustang and just kills the driving instructor. Like,
oh my gosh.
You're gonna be using the rental.
Yeah, use the rental car. Use that Toyota Camry rental car.
Always use the rental car, kids. Even though it costs more, always use a rental car.
Is it like expensive? Is it like a couple $100s for a rental car?
It depends on location, but honestly, just get it. Just in case anything happens, you're not liable to anything, and plus it's not your car.
Yeah.
You're not liable because you're renting it.
So whose insurance would pay for that? If you caused the accident, would it technically be you?
Yeah, I think if you were found liable, definitely. But if someone else was liable, you would be absolutely like out of it, I guess, like third party, so to say.
As soon as you immediately finish your driver's license, you pass your test, would you learn how to drive a a car that comes in a manual transmission, like a stick?
Yeah, like so I started out on a manual, but I couldn't drive a manual at first. Like my mom had this Ford Focus, but it was like a sport trim, so like the
Ooh.
clutch was like really I don't know, like it was really hard to like feel when it was biting. And then my
Okay.
dad had like a fucking a 2000 or yeah 2007 Mustang GT or something.
Do you know what
And
Ford
so
Focus? Because I'll probably bring it up so people see on OBS.
it's like a 2004 Ford Focus ST. It's
Ooh.
but like the Mustang was like its clutch was like super heavy, and I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. And like I loved Gran Turismo and stuff, and I was so excited about learning manual finally, and not being able to do it was so jacked. But then after I got my license, like I used my brother's Focus, which was an automatic.
Was it like kind of like this?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It looks just like a regular ass fucking.
European hatchbacks are nice though, dude.
They are like Ford cars are always nicer from Europe. I feel like all the cars that Ford ever
Mhm.
made that I like are from Europe.
Going back at it, you were saying you drove the Ford Focus and you drove a Mustang.
Yeah, they were both stick, both were like really hard for me to learn, and I didn't learn how to drive them really until after I passed my test with an automatic car. But then I used the Focus, and I got really used to driving that, and that's the car that I got acquainted on. And I've had a manual car pretty much ever since.
You were getting super pissed off when you kept stalling.
I was sad. I would think I would have been pissed, but like my parents were there being pissed for me. Like after a while, like why can't you just do the thing, man? I was like, I don't know. Like I was scared, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a bad time, but it was a pretty cool time. We still laugh about it.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Hermo?
I did learn how to drive a manual beforehand. Because I lived in Europe for a little bit of time.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, I lived in Germany for 3 years. That's how I met my life. But yeah, no, I got to learn how to drive one before I, took my full, license over here in the U.S. back when COVID happened. But yeah, honestly, I do recommend people to
At least know.
learn manual.
Yeah.
You learn manual because you never know. Like in whatever situation, it can come in handy. Just in case. And it's not that hard. It's definitely tiring on the feet and everything, like a lot of muscle movement, but it's really not that hard.
The only thing you add in is another pedal and then another shifter knob. That's it.
Yeah, it's just 2 more components compared to like what you already know. We already have 3 components: a brake, a gas,
Steering wheel, the shifter.
Yes, the steering wheel and shifter. Yeah, it's just 2 more components, 2 more things that you just have to add to your mind. It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing like it.
Did you like living out in Germany compared to US? How was life living out in Germany?
In all honesty, they both have their goods and their bads, but in my preference, the way I am as a person and how like my personality and character reflect around the things that I like, I really love Germany compared to the US. That's why I do want to go back there eventually.
Food was probably good. Did you like food out there?
Oh, dude, the food, it's
Just be
I want to be
honest.
honest, it's really generic, but there's a lot of Arabic influence in Germany at the moment, so there's a lot of like good Turkish food, Arabic food, Lebanese places, like fuck.
So while you were out in Germany, you didn't really speak German at all. You were speaking more Arabic?
As soon as I got to Germany, I had no ounce of German in me. Like nothing. I learned nothing. And no, my my Arabic was shit. Yeah, no, it was bad. Like I couldn't understand nor say anything in both languages. So I couldn't communicate with my aunts or uncles that were, giving me a place to live in at the time over there. And I could only speak to them in like very broken English. Like if you were trying to explain to a baby something, right? Like, can you this please? Like you point to something, and the problem with them, they're also immigrants, so they can't really speak German as well. So German was the first language that I did like fully learn, but it took me a long time to do. But still to this day, you can't really communicate with them because it's broken German.
Yeah. That kind of sucks with the language barrier. Yeah.
Huge, yeah.
So you had to use pretty much sign language. Can you? And then.
Yes.
Yeah, going back on topic with talking about Emmanuel. I went for my driver's test, driver's license back when I was I think a senior in high school. Did it through automatic. As soon as I passed my test, I driving it automatic. I think it was probably like 4 or 5 months later. My dad taught me how to drive stick in a 2000 Honda Accord. And that clutch, I kept stalling like so many times, at least probably like a dozen times. No, more than probably like 3,000 dozen times. I got super pissed off.
Oh yeah, you were getting tilted.
I was getting pissed off, and then my mom was like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about."
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
It was a tan one.
Nice.
It was stick. It had over 200,000 miles in it.
Dang, that's reliable though.
It
That
was.
is definitely reliable.
Yeah, they're so incredible. Me and my friends used to cruise around in one, and it was just, I don't know, it's an eternal car, man.
Probably my second project car. My first one is definitely a Subaru STI. This hunk of junk. Ooh.
You want to do that for a project?
Do you guys have like cars that you guys want, like really want, like your wish list?
This is surreal as a whole wish list.
Oh, grandfather.
While he talks about that, I'm gonna get some more food.
I don't even know where to start, but like, okay, the first one I would have is this thing called the Mark II Escort, and it's a rear-wheel drive rally car from
Mark
the
II?
70s. Mark II Escort, the Ford Escort.
A Ford Escort.
Yeah, I'll post it in our chat too. But yeah, they're just like little tiny like lightweight rear-wheel drive cars with these like incredible high revving engines in them.
Oh,
And
wasn't this in what's it called? Dirt Rally? It looks like it.
yeah, this is my favorite car to drive in that game, and like in a lot of other games too. And then the EG Honda Civic. Like, I think it's cool that you said that, because like I'm all about like EG or an EF Honda Civic. Like it's like the bubbly one and then like the square one. Like the top three for me.
I'll tell you mine. Subaru STI, preferably 16th of 2020, like year. Let's go with that Forester STI. Preferably like 2004. And it comes with stick. And then a third one probably be, I'm debating either a Skyline or if not Supra, but like reality probably Civic. Old Civic.
The Skyline, like an R32 would be just.
Oh, beautiful.
I know. Oh my god.
But the R34, ooh, the blower valve. If you get a nice exhaust,
Oh,
straight up
what
Godzilla.
color would you get it in though?
What
That's
color?
the thing.
I would definitely just
Yeah.
get in any type of color and I'd just wrap it.
You'd wrap it?
Yeah.
No? Well, okay. That's,
For that type
that's
of car,
nice.
I don't know. I'm not sure what type of wrap. Probably some type of galaxy color wrap. Like maybe like an orange and blue, or if not like an orange and pink. Because there's some wraps that are like clean as hell.
I
What
don't
color
know
would
why,
you pick,
but-
Hermo?
And dude, in all honesty, I would just go matte. Matte, any like gray or black. But like
Dude.
a lighter kind of black. Anything like that, I fall in love with.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's a wrap or just a custom paint job, I would do that definitely.
Would you,
There's like some Mercedes that are that have like a matte green paint job, and they look
Yup.
they look incredible.
What about window tint? Would you guys get tint on it? Window tint?
Oh, definitely. I would.
Um,
Why wouldn't you,
why not?
Surreal?
I just like, I always think of window tint, and I'm like, my visibility.
No, I'm
Like, I
talking about
always
like
am,
the sides.
100%.
The side window tints, not like the banner windshield.
I don't know, because then my visibility is hampered on the left too. It's like if it's darker and it's like dark outside, and like my tint's all dark. Like, I don't know.
Let me restart my.
About it.
Give me a second. You
I
guys
think
keep
like
talking.
my night vision is bad already too. So like,
Oh, yeah.
but it would be nice to have that tint, because I don't want motherfuckers looking at me.
My
Right on.
Tacoma has like a 40% tint, like already installed, and like people can't see through it on a normal sunny day unless the sun is shining directly through the windshield.
Do you guys think window tint should be in US? Because window tint's so useful, like in the sides. Obviously, I could tell with the banner if it's like tint is too dark, your visibility would suck during the nighttime.
I don't know. I don't think I know enough to talk about that subject, honestly.
Because it's
But it
used
seems
for,
like bullshit.
it's used for during the summertime. If you get like
Oh.
the right type of like tint with UV protection or all that junk.
Definitely has its ups and downs, but I wouldn't say like completely banning it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like you should have a limit on how dark because you never know.
Yeah, like limo
There
tint, that's
is-
too dark.
Situationally speaking, like you don't know like what's gonna happen in another car that's like, you know, fully tinted out.
Yeah, if they have a gun, if they have
likewise
drugs on
to-
you, yeah.
Yeah. What if it's like something that poses a risk to you? I say it should be like dark enough, like so that you get somewhat of privacy, but like not, and like, you know, so that you feel secure and like
Yeah.
to block enough light so that you can't see what's inside your car, so to say. Yeah, it should be just like controlled. Well, you know, the way that it is right now, I find it like completely fine, like how people have it.
If you could go back in time with manufacturers in the US making manual transmissions cars, would you guys like stick with it? Like, and still making manual transmission cars?
No, not from a manufacturer's perspective. At least for America, because like if Europe's already used to doing that, or like Europe and Asia are like used to manual transmissions, like it should adapt to the market. But I feel like, I don't know, past a certain point, it's like, I don't know, it's like how the internal combustion engines like being called into question in general for electric engines, because it's just a more adaptable thing to the consumer. Like people don't care about what engine they have or like what the power band looks like or like what the characteristics are like most of the time, you know? Like they just want a thing that goes boop boop beep boop. And manual transmission is the thing that gets in between that. So I don't know if I was like trying to keep a company afloat. I don't think I would try to force manual transmissions upon people unless I was making a car that was purpose built to just be enjoyed for its dynamics and things like that.
Wanted to chip in all honesty, your point was amazing, dude. It was beautiful. Like, kid you not.
Say, for example, if America only made manual cars only, no automatics in general, they just made a straight manual. Do you think manufacturers were still like keep it manual, or someone's gonna say, "Oh, what if someone comes out with an automatic, blah blah blah"? But what if they only made manual transmissions? Do you think someone would actually like they screw the laws and make it automatic?
With human development, we just want everything to be simplified. That's already like it already kind of happened.
Yeah.
You know, like back in the day, like it was all cars were manual.
Yeah.
Human life, we just want everything to be easier and like we don't want to reduce stuff. Like props to the people that do want to like fully invest themselves into the manual transmission, and props to the companies that keep on doing it for those people.
Just want everything simple.
So eventually the automatic would be found out again, and majority of the people would switch back to automatics. That's why most of Europe is switching to automatics as of late. I know in Germany, as of 1 year ago, they're going to be passing a few laws, I believe, that are going to switch all cars to automatic and then eventually electric.
Wow, just imagine
Yeah.
in Germany, you're driving an electric Tesla and you see the station there, yo, Surreal, you're probably gonna hate this next question. What if they came out with a manual option transmission for an electric car? Would you get it?
Volkswagen's hill climb car that they made for Pikes Peak that set the record for Pikes Peak. I think it has a 2-speed transmission, like a high and a low range.
So you can upshift and downshift, that's it?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. Absolutely.
Hermo asked this question. He was like, how would they make something like that? I was like, they're gonna make everything electric somehow. And then you're downshifting on a Tesla, all you hear the engine go,
They would offer these cars with like modes, and instead of having like a flat band as your power band, like having all of your horsepower and torque all at once, it would like limit it to like simulate different engines, right? So you could like program it to be like a 4AG or something, or an RB26, and then make that sound.
So you could simulate it and mod it so you make it like it sound like a Lambo or Ferrari?
Yeah, or like behave like one too, like accelerate like one, like simulate the power band.
Oh my
Like
gosh!
In all honesty, that's a great idea, dude.
That is...
Tesla already comes with like a sound system outside, and
Really?
you can customize the horn.
I know about the horn, yes. That's so
Yeah.
dope.
Like, imagine if you could just add a little bit more of a speaker system to the outside of it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, when you're accelerating...
Just-
You just see someone coming up to court me, and then They have a Lamborghini exhaust or whatever is straight piped.
That's beautiful.
The only way I could see that happening, which would be so hilarious.
Would you get it, Surreal, if they came out with that?
Oh man, I'd be like, they did it. The bastards did it.
Surreal would totally get that just for the memes.
I would be like, it's engine. I'm changing my engine.
And then all the mechanics, like the gasoline mechanics, are gonna get pissed off.
Oh man.
Yeah, I came across this one article on the internet. Apparently about manual cars, they have some type of myths. Do manual transmission cars get better fuel economy and automatic gearboxes? The second myth, manual cars cost less than the same model with an automatic. The coolest sports cars only come with a manual gearbox. How is that a myth? Let's start with the first one. Do you get better fuel economy with a manual transmission car?
I feel like automatics got really, really good and it just doesn't matter anymore. But it used to be so.
It used to be. Definitely used to be. Back in the day, like fucking the difference between a manual and a automatic was like fucking leaks. I mean, I wouldn't say leaks, but you definitely get more mile.
Some automatic cars, they have the, what's the thing? When you go to like a complete stop, it shuts off your car engine. Stop start feature, that's the thing. That's like the stupidest thing they ever created because you're gonna screw up your battery and your starter.
Yeah, that's what I don't really like with like new cars. Like it's a cool feature, it feels cool and everything, but it's like if you think about it, it's just you're using like more energy and more gas. You know, you're starting up a car again.
Ooh, can I say like a cool feature that I have on my Mazda? In a manual transmission, you're on a hill, you're about to like start going forward. You know how you like roll back a bit sometimes?
Yeah.
The car like automatically pushes the brake in when like I'm on a hill.
Hill brake assist.
Yeah. And then when I accelerate, it like lets off the brake and it's like poetry. I'm like, thank you. Like
Wow.
I trust the car. I thought it was a very goofy feature, but I was like, thank you, Mazda. Very cool. Good enough to where I didn't need it, but now I just do it anyway.
Like this feature's cool, let me use it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on it. I'm gonna use it.
Why'd you laugh like that?
I'd be the dad in the front seat, like, oh, we're gonna do the hill start. You feel it? You feel that?
I think in the next 50 years, electric cars are gonna take over fully. 50 years from now, I'll be 70-something years old. 73.
Well, here's what I think is gonna happen, right? So we're already witnessing a bunch of electrification happening. Like the market is shifting.
Yeah.
Internal combustion engines are dying. Like I love my car because they like believe in internal combustion so much that they like wanted to make a pretty cool engine for an economy car, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, but it's not the future, and I feel like they're wrong. But I also feel like synthetic fuel, and then also like an enthusiast department, because there's like so many cars, and it's like we don't need those many cars to like satisfy like enthusiasts and stuff like that. So I feel like if people stopped driving them altogether, then there would be like a sudden surplus of these like engines and stuff for like people on racetracks or like wherever, or like rallies to still participate in. So I feel like on a mass scale, I hope that like electric cars are adopted, but I also hope that like they live on in these like niche things. Like if you want to go appreciate the internal combustion brapparoni,
until the last of internal combustion cars like are stop being made.
They're gonna just keep milking it until it's fully extinct.
Yeah.
They're gonna milk it just like how Call of Duty milks it, and then Fortnite, they're just milking their content. Anime collabs.
We're getting milked. When those gas prices went up, we were getting milked. Like that wasn't some like weird phenomenon. That was like, pay this much because I know you will. Kiss me on the mouth, and then we did.
Yeah, $4 for that milk per gallon.
4 McMilkies per gallon.
You already know they're gonna make a gosh darn Dodge Ram fully electric car, or like a Dodge Challenger fully electric, and then Super STI fully electric.
Some trucks are already electric. It's only a matter of time before muscles become electric.
Yeah, because I know Amazon, their commercial truck is already fully electric. Well, have you seen it, Surreal?
No.
So this is the Amazon car. This is their internal stuff. Switch to open up the door. Fully electric. They have full out GPS. Kind of look like Tesla. This is the Tesla truck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I get what he means, but it doesn't make sense, dude.
It doesn't. You have a gosh darn gaming setup with the steering wheel.
There's no place to
Grandpa?
relax.
This has got
Yo,
your
I don't
truck
think a lot of
simulator.
truckers are clocking in to go gaming, my dude.
This
makes
has to be for short-term rides, right? Not long-term, definitely, right?
But people are still buying it. Like, these companies are buying the commercial trucks. I found an article in Invest. As you guys could tell, already know, for coronavirus coming along, a lot of these GPU scalpers pretty much scalped all of these graphics cards trying to get cryptocurrency in general, crypto and mining in general. So when 3090s came out, everybody copped 3090s, 3080s, 3070s, 3060s. You could never find them. They would try to resell it for overpriced. What's your biggest takeaway with farming GPUs?
It is irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Biggest takeaway with scalpers in general?
Live in a society. If you don't have money, you go homeless and die. And I feel like for a scalper, seeing this as an opportunity to make money over somebody being able to play video games at like marginally higher settings, I honestly didn't give a shit. But
Yeah,
I wasn't affected either. Like I wasn't trying to buy a graphics card, in which it would have been like, these fucking scalpers need to be stopped.
you gotta stop the little kids using the mom's credit card money to buy a GPU and reselling it for $2,000.
Like, it's not cool, but like a lot of people ate shit and died with their jobs. What are you gonna do? We live in a society with scalpers.
It was also at like the height of COVID, so like people were dropping out of jobs, like seeing like quick cash, like a lot
Right.
of cash really fast because I don't have enough money and the government's not giving me enough money. So like I'll just invest like $1,000, buy like 3 CPUs, sell it for triple the price, 6 times the price, or go into farming and use it for myself, and then eventually when they're used and don't have no more need for them, just throw them
All these scalpers or people just buying stuff dirt cheap and then just reselling it at a higher value.
It's the simple concept of supply and demand. When there's more demand than supply.
Be honest, Surreal, were you into that trend?
I was thinking about scalping this laptop and like hawking it off to somebody else, and I'm like, I don't want that to be their problem.
Why do people invest in the stock market in general? You guys want to educate us?
So it's for a multitude of reasons. It really depends on the person, in my honest opinion. You have people that do it for a job, do it for other people, and they get commission based, invest themselves and do it so that they can earn money. And I find it's a good way to support companies that you really love by actually giving them your money, so to say. But the good payout is like you build trust and you like build compound your money with the company. That's why there's some people that are millionaires, billionaires because of it. Warren Buffett, for example, invested with Coca-Cola for so many years because he liked the product, and one day it paid out for just having like security. That way in the future you have wealth and you're not just rich. Okay, so like you guys know the difference between being rich and being wealthy, right?
Yes.
Like, right, someone can be rich, have $1 million, but are they truly wealthy if they don't have $1 million to like recuperate? Like
No.
if they spent that all, like that's not wealthy, that's just being rich. But yeah, it's for people to get rich, to feel a sense of security and to help out companies that they love. That's, in my personal opinion, what I see with people that invest into the stock.
Do you think that was a good investment that Elon Musk bought out Twitter? That's a bad one.
So it's really in my eyes, it's just him getting more money than he normally did. It's a certain amount of, or certain percentage of Twitter stocks before he announced he was buying the company, when it was low. No, I kid you not. Few days later, after he announced it, stocks went like they went, I think, believe $10 to $20 worth more than what he originally bought it. So let's say 21,000 stocks worth at like $80. Now it's worth 100.
Yeah.
So he got $20 for 21,000. Multiply that. That's a fucking insane amount of money. Going back to the real topic of like, was it a good investment for Elon? It's still really too soon to let you know how it is, because what he's trying to do, change it up. Like, I see what he's trying to achieve and everything, but it's really still too soon for a company that just recently got switched over from management to let you know if it was good or not.
Do you think he did it for clout and attention, or do you think he did it just for the long term?
The man is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. You cannot tell what's going on in his head.
There's a lot of theories. There's some theories going around. It doesn't seem to be a definite thing, because like, why would someone do this?
Yeah. Like, I don't understand. You buy Twitter, and then later on you tell him you're trying to sell it out, or you don't want to be the CEO of Twitter. That man's El Loco Polo.
I just can't help but think it's for like some bullshit conspiracy theory reason. Like, because I don't think he's stupid, but I don't think he's like, with it. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I wouldn't hang out with him. I do know that his end game is like power or something.
What, this man trying to become like Thanos?
He tried to call himself the fucking Tony Stark.
Wait, he's trying to become like a Fire Lord, or more like Fire Lord Musk.
To what Surreal said, his endgame is power. His endgame, I feel like, is turning everybody into robots.
Yeah.
With AI technology advancing so fast that we couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try to make us all into NPCs then?
More than likely, yes. He's trying to, get us all like integrated with technology. That way we become better humans, so to say, and
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a good point, because like what we do as humans is like we interact with things in the external world, like with our hands and stuff, and our hands and like thumbs and our fingers in particular, right?
Yeah.
And so we interface with different objects. We interface with a wrench to fix something, or like with a computer to communicate like this, and we will become more integrated with technology. And I feel like for like our species endgame, like I agree. Like I feel like we're going to just like absorb ourselves into technology, and it's gonna become like a harmonious thing.
Yeah, speaking of the technology thing, I know I came across this one feature in Amazon, which is called Amaon GO. You could pretty much walk into a grocery store, pick up an item, because it's pretty much like linked up towards, like, I guess this cloud, your credit card. You pick something out, it's gonna add it to your cart, and you can just leave, like the scanners, and it pretty much checks out your grocery store or whatever it is.
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity to try this out in the Texas airport in Houston, and it is awesome. I kid you not. It's an Amazon store. It's in the middle of like the hallway, so like everybody's passing on the section, and it's just glass. The way to enter it, you have to open the Amazon app. You have to put your credit card info onto there. You tap the credit card, and somehow it like links it with your phone, and it allows you to go through. And they have like dozens of cameras on the roof to monitor what's being taken, and like weight sensors on the shelves themselves to show what's being taken. And if you put something back, it's going to know. If you take something, it's going to add it to your cart, and as soon as you walk out, it checks you out.
I think Elon should invest in Amazon.
No, they're the biggest two competitors, man. Bezos hates Musk.
Watch the endgame plane, they actually work together and rule the world.
It could be.
If you guys want to share this, what companies do you guys actually invest into the stock market?
I personally invest into companies that have a high dividend yield. I mean, I do like a 75-25% split. So 75% of what I put into the stock market is going to be diverted into the dividend yields companies that give me dividends each month. So dividends give you, depending on the company, they give you a percentage of money a month, or a quarter, or semi-annually, or annual, depending on the company. Let's say Starbucks, they give you a certain percent. Last time I got paid out for Starbucks was $5.03 from owning like 38 stocks, which it's really good. It's like 8 cents per stock, so to say, right? 8 to something. It's really good. And then the rest I use it for like a compounding, or just like a growth stock, so a stock that gains more money over time. So let's say I invest $100 right now to buy 3 stocks, and that stock is worth like $33, and in like 5 months that stock is worth $50. So my investment's like written $150 instead of $100. So I personally invest into those types of stocks. Some of them being Coca-Cola. There's one that's called SBR, Sabine Royalty Trust. I love that one because it pays really, really good. But their stocks cost around like $80, but it's fairly nice.
Surreal, do you have any investments into stocks or not?
No, I had some in like crypto and AMD some years ago.
Oh,
And
okay.
I made a bunch of money off the AMD stocks, and then I made a bunch of money in crypto, and it was fun.
I don't have any investments into the stock market. I might low key take lessons from you, Hermo, and invest a little bit to actually get into the field. But like, when do you think is a good time to like withdraw all that money? Let's say if a company is doing well, would you reinvest it and get more stocks, or would you just withdraw and screw it?
It really depends on the company. Right now it's a terrible time to invest. Not, and I wouldn't say terrible. It's not a really good time because we are going into a recession. So all stocks are going into, a bad spot. Recommend you do your research before anything. Like, just keep up with news on a company that you like. To keep it off simple, just like invest in like a few companies, right? Just watch, because you can't really know if a stock's gonna go,
Yeah.
like that, because it can happen out of nowhere, right? Like a company can just say like, hey, you know what? Fuck you, we're going private. You're not getting your money back. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
There's never really a good time to invest and never really a bad time to invest. It's really on how you want to do it, how you want to treat it, right?
Stocks were like super high up and you got like tons of like the stock was actually doing well. Would you reinvest more into that same company, or would you withdraw it if it was like at the highest point?
If it was at its peak, I definitely would withdraw. But me not knowing anything, I would definitely start selling slow,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Instead of selling all the stocks that I have, I definitely sell like 1%. Then probably a few days from now, if it keeps on going higher, I'd sell one more, And if it keeps on going higher and higher, I'd keep on selling and selling slowly, right? So I can, get some of the money back that I had invested originally until I have, that extra money that, I can like do whatever with. And then just keep that. I kid you not, I have like 40 stocks that I have at least 5 companies that I have 5 stocks in because I refuse to sell it. And some of them have gotten me, like nothing because I haven't sold them. Like my return on them is probably like minus 100%. Yeah, it's
kind of like a gamble.
That's my strategy. It really is gamble.
Do you think high school or college itself, do you think they should educate people with taxing and investing and all that stuff into like the stock?
Oh, I was educated on that. In the 6th grade, we had like makeup stocks. Like there was a website with all the current stock markets and the stocks and stuff, and you had like a certain amount of like fake money, and then you could like buy it and then like watch your stocks go up or down. And so I was like really into like watching the stock market, especially when I would read like Sunday comics. I would always look at the stock market too and be like, how's my shit doing?
Wow.
There was also like a whole economics course for me in high school too, where we learned about like, I don't know, tax income brackets and all kinds of stuff. But like, yeah, all throughout my school career thing, we had been taught like all that stuff. And I do think that should be a thing. Like you need to be literate with money in America.
Instead of educating us how to write essays or like how to do like pointless math that you don't really need, like geometry, trigonometry, like the basic math. Like,
No. Well, I think like things like that like shouldn't be like, okay, good. I was like, instead of like, dude, again, just like we need to do math to do these taxes. Like
yeah, we need math to do taxes.
Burn the village.
Burn the village, Fire Nation Army. Play with your firebending gang. Burn up Katara. Like it will actually help in the long term, like learning. Like I actually want to like be educated on investing in the stock. That's actually like very educational. It's like the same thing like how I came across this one guy on Amigo. Like he actually pretty much has his own like own farm of like weed. Like how that actually like the processing, how that goes. Like you need a greenhouse, you need plenty of sunlight and all that stuff. I was like educated by that. Like I wish they actually taught us like something like that.
It kind of sucks. And the thing is, I've seen in my eyes, I've seen the education in America personally get worse. Yeah. It's not the way that how we used to go to school. The math, the way I believe it's Common Core, the way it's taught, it's dumbed down, severely dumbed down.
Yeah, that's not even a boomer thing. It's like the state of education right now. Like,
Elon Musk needs to fix that.
do we have a crumb of tax money, please?
But for real, Musk is doing good work for America. He's like saved us quite a few times.
Yeah, and he probably saved the space people.
I just wish they would pay taxes. They don't. Amazon paid no taxes, right?
Amazon doesn't pay tax, and Musk did pay taxes. Paid the most taxes any company did so far in the past decade.
Probably over more than $1 billion in taxes.
I think it was like 40 mil bill.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, 40 for Twitter. There you go. That was 40 for Twitter. It was 11 billion for taxes. That's right.
That's crazy. You'll make that back in a month.
Yeah. Tesla sales are not going to slow down anytime soon.
Nah. What are some ways how rich people could stay rich? Because I have like a whole article of like the names of rich people like Elon Musk, Bezos.
So majority is they already are rich and they are going to stay rich because they're not rich, they're wealthy because they have companies and a legacy that's going to keep them going on. Most of it has to do with just good investments, obviously good connections, relationships, negotiations, just like being let known what to do. Once you reach over $1 million, right, you're already a part of those people, and like automatically whoever you're gonna, not automatically, like the more people that you're gonna meet, they're gonna be richer and richer, right? So you're just gonna be doing what they're gonna be doing, and those same rich people are screwing us over that they can stay rich as well. The hardest thing to get from fucking books that I read is your first million. That's the hardest thing to get. After that, it's easier because like $1 million, all you have to do is get a fucking PayPal account, put $100,000 into there, and you get $3,000 a year.
What?
You get
really?
$3,000 a year. Yeah, $30,000 a year.
So is that basically kind of like they have some type of investing thing?
3,000. Yeah, no, they have a checkings account. I mean a savings account. You get like 3.25% APR a year, but they double it if you like set up direct deposit. So if you get paid directly from your account.
Do you do that?
No, I opened it, but I just invest money into there. I have a lot of savings accounts that I regularly put money into.
Oh, so you pretty much get more money back. Well, limits you to spend money, basically.
Yes, it definitely puts into perspective how much money I did like kind of waste before, and it shows you like you don't really need to. Yeah, you really don't need to spend money that you don't really need to.
Next up, we're talking about skill-based matchmaking, SBMM. I think I talked about this in another podcast, but I want to know what your guys' opinions on SBMM.
I've played Super Bash Mother's Melee a couple times.
Fucking knew it.
And my favorite character is Cooking Mama.
What SBMM? Super Bash Mother Mom?
But that's my favorite character in that game. And
Cooking Mama?
I kick ass with Cooking Mama.
Yeah, I never disrespect Cooking Mama. She too turned up. She got a nice bug with dunkers.
Okay.
With dunker.
Okay. So I don't have any problems at all with skill-based matchmaking, and I didn't even think it was like a complaint that people had. If like I don't want to play against little piss babies when I play and like jerk off myself and be like, oh, I'm so good and so great. I feel good. I don't give a shit about feeling good. If I want to feel good, I'll play a single player game and be like, oh, I beat all the stupid little robots. But like, I don't roll on like fucking, I don't know, casuals and be like, I am greater. It makes me feel like the picture that I posted in the chat. Like, I feel like the complaining about skill-based matchmaking is this picture. It's like,
wow. Yeah, because people were talking about it because apparently the new Call of Duty has skill-based matchmaking. Basically, every game that you solo queue in, you're pretty much facing against the pros. It basically is. It feels like the matchmaking is turned up, like cranked up. You have to win every single game. I think that's why the issue of people are like talking about skill-based matchmaking. Do you think they should make a separate game mode? Let's say Call of Duty having a ranked mode or like competitive.
Also, honestly, like a balanced thing too, yeah.
Yeah, and a super balanced skill-based matchmaking. There's no reason why a casual gamer should go into a person's lobby that on, on paper or on fucking data, it has thousands and thousands of hours when you only have like 200, you know?
Yeah, because like I want to play with my friends that like barely even play COD, and then they're getting smashed by guys like compared to my lobbies. They're getting hammered hard. Like my one friend, he could barely even get 2 kills against my lobbies, which they're like pretty much jump shotting around corners, hammering him.
I didn't even think about that aspect, like playing with your friends at different levels.
Yeah.
No, it definitely takes effect. That's the main reason I don't really play Valorant with anybody anymore. Because every time I join them, it's literally hell let loose. The people that I play against they're higher level than me, and everybody in their team is higher level than like everybody, you know, everybody else that's with us.
I didn't even know they had skill-based matchmaking in Val as well.
Oh, they do. It matches you. It's hidden elo. It's not skill-based matchmaking. It's like, you know, you do a certain good percent, you're placed into like a lobby that's full of diamonds, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So to say. Even though you're fucking gold.
You know, secretly Overwatch has that, but we ain't gonna talk about that because I remember I was pretty much in a full team. Me, Shane, back in the day, Zakai and Sarah and all those people. And pretty much the other team, they have all full of sweats, like 4 stars, 5 stars. Pretty much your gold portrait. It was like, it's dumb, stupid, and we're getting spawn trapped in our spawn.
Yeah. It really is.
I'm educated now. My normie mind is educated.
Pretty much COD start doing that with the newer CODs. But do you guys think devs should put that into games? Make like people better?
In my honest opinion, it's definitely something that has to be worked on. Communication from both sides.
Yeah.
It can't be just one way. And the one way right now is the devs. Yes, some devs listen to the skill-based matchmaking, but they can't really do shit. In the end, it's just one way, and the devs work under the company.
It just makes like the games like super unenjoyable because you have to be sweating after like an 8 or 10 hour shift from work. You're casually playing it.
It's what sucks.
Yeah, I don't know like how you could actually like improve it besides just adjusting matchmaking in general. I don't know.
And more social, like Hermo was saying, like I feel like it would take on more of like a social network kind of thing rather than just like queuing up and an algorithm slaps you with some people based on your numbers, you know?
We have to contact Elon Musk and he'll fix the day.
Yeah, he should fix everything. I kid you not, the super AI, I believe there is an AI that in the world that's super fucking powerful. They're just hiding it from us. Why do you think Google, Amazon, and all those companies hide their AI for like a specific reason? You don't really know that much about their artificial intelligence.
What's AI? Artificial intelligence. You just said it.
Yeah, and
is that kind of like their engine,
AI, basically? It's they and all that shit too.
Skill-based matchmaking helped content creators and streamers make people become more competitive, like Shroud, Tfue, Ninja Shroud.
You want to take this one over, Surreal?
If people want to get inspired by them, because you know they got so much of that fame and clout, they want to be like, oh, I want to be Ninja, I want to do Pon and be good at Fortnite and play with Drake and Juju Smith and Travis Scott. Let's say gaming back in like, let's say like the early 2000s, like with like the older Call of Duties when they introduced like COD 4, they introduced online, and you could see like how casual it was because during that time we didn't have ninjas and shrouds, and like gaming has become like super popular because of that. I feel like
can't forget about the old days of like Quake 3 Arena, like Unreal Tournament and shit though, because that was some of the sweatiest shit ever created, and arguably one of the first.
Quake 3?
Bro,
what the fuck?
I need to be educated on this. Let me pull up on YouTube.
With the Quake series.
All right, so it's like the fucking like I don't know, it's like the arena shooter that all arena shooters came from.
The predecessor to everything.
Oh, remember that dude Fatality? Do you remember that?
Fatality.
Yeah, that was his whole thing, like coming up from Unreal Tournament, and he had like gamer hardware.
Yo.
This is Quake 3?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What the hell? Or is this on keyboard and mouse?
Yeah, man.
What the hell? That looks super sweaty.
It's legend, grandfather. It is legend.
So,
Unreal Tournament 2003 is getting a free release soon, and I'm gonna be playing the dick out of it. Like absolutely up on that shit.
What game is it?
It's Unreal Tournament 2000.
It's the updated version of Quake, basically.
Yeah, a completely free Unreal Tournament 3X page has appeared on Steam.
No way.
I can't believe it.
So you think I should actually give that a try and be sweaty on my mind?
Yeah, it's like
You
Splitgate
could.
on steroids.
Splitgate?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this looks like Halo but on steroids.
Yep. That's why it's literally the predecessor to everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is in 4K quality. I could just imagine. I don't even know what's happening. I think people just got better just because of content creators, because they just want to be like the next ninja, try to get like easy cash because how much money they're making.
I think it was the cash, like rather than
Yeah.
like I want to be this person. They saw that like, hey, if I game too, then like I can get some money too. Because there's been many top fraggers we'll never hear about ever. You know?
Do you think people are just trying to follow the trend in general?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of trend followers in general. Social media base, you have followers that do follow you. So of course, it does affect. So it spirals, right? So yeah, TikTok does also have a part of like competitiveness, because like those shorts, like the way that they are and are really out of it, the way that they're edited, it gives you motivation and like that drive to do better.
TikToks, I feel like TikToks and Vines pretty much changed the culture with like social media in general, just because it's very short, it gets people's attention, it's quick and easy.
Yeah, it's quick and easy. That's literally the attention span of kids nowadays. Just keep me entertained for 10 seconds. Bye-bye. We're training every kid to have ADHD now, which is in my mind fucking crazy. But the thing is, people don't see that. Like you're giving people like no like small attention spans. That means later when they grow up, they're not going to be really paying attention to you, just themselves, and they're going to be mostly talking in themselves in their head, because that's how psychology like basically works, right?
Yeah, and they'll probably develop anxiety or depression because like I'm finding that like mindfulness, like merely taking time to assess like how you're feeling or what you're thinking, takes like more attention than what's like generally allotted to people like on the internet or
Yep.
like any kind of shit like that. So like I don't know, a lot of like anxiety I feel like does come from like it's like a TikTok clock, but it's like really fast. Like everyone's like it's like fast now go, and like nobody knows how to slow down.
And another thing that you notice with these people, they have no spatial awareness. You can definitely find one of these people. It's usually within the younger age bracket. They don't have any spatial awareness.
What's spatial awareness?
Let's say if they don't notice things that go around them.
Surroundings.
Yeah, they don't know sort of their surroundings. They can't see anything in their surroundings, basically. You know how you have perception, and if you see something in the corner of your eye, you like react to it?
Yeah.
It's basically like that. Though they don't react to like if you see something in the corner of your eye. They don't have any spatial awareness. They don't react to any hearing, they don't react to any sights.
That's wild. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's something that it's not something that a lot of people talk about. It's something that I have myself figured out with the kids, because it's you can see it. If you're a person that analyzes people on a daily basis, like I do myself, you can see how much of a change the generation has just because of one app.
Yeah.
I mean, of course,
Yeah.
phones and everything else have
Blaming
to do with
phones and smartphones,
situations, and everything else have to contribute with it. But the majority of it that I see, it's like TikTok as well. But I wouldn't say my point is like true sort of fact. Like it's probably a mere coincidence, but it's what I notice, what I think,
One last question before I think we end the podcast is, do you think SBMM is killing in general? What?
I think it's a good game. I think it's a good video game.
What's the game, Surreal? Is it called
Super Bash Mother's Melee. It's all the video game moms. I don't know. I think Quake 3 was just like raw dog matchmaking. You could just like get in the wrong place, and I appreciate that kind of raw randomness.
Do you think you became a man like out of playing that game? I'm just.
That's how I became a man. Yeah, my balls dropped so hard.
It's like Call of Duty with the game chat back in the day. I became a man. I was educated a little bit.
You became a racist.
Yeah, those times that was like going through World War III. With this game chat lobbies.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that did help me grow up like definitely being exposed to whatever the fuck was going on the internet. Like
You were exposed for racism.
like horrible amounts of racism.
I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Make sure you guys check out those social media links down low. And with that being said, catch you guys in the next episode of the Penguin Awareness Podcast. We're going blurred out. We're going dark.
I love you. Bye.